All right, bet. So we about to get into some sales, man. So let me ask you this: do y'all understand what sales is?
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, for the most part, yeah.
So by definition, or from what you know about sales, rather, what do you think it is?
Sell it.
Selling product yourself, like
but like, what is sales? Can you
Uh,
define it?
I think it's a ability to really get money from a product or service.
Yeah, yeah, it's exactly what it is. By definition, that's what it is. The ability to, it's a transaction, right? A sale is a transaction of goods or services for exchange of something of value or money, right? A currency, right? So that's one thing. So in terms of that, right? When it comes to sales or selling people, there are different types of sales. So there's something called, let me go ahead and type it on here, right? Just to give y'all a little bit of some knowledge about sales, so to speak. So they have what you call direct sales. You also have indirect sales, right? So the differences between these two, can anybody guess for me? What you think direct sales is?
I think that's like face to face, like one
Yeah,
on one.
yeah, 100% directly to the person. So it's like when you reaching out directly to the person, like even those specific DMs, those can be considered direct sales, all those different things. So when uh when you're selling directly to the customer or prospect, right? Direct contact, right? So the other one would be what?
You said what? Say that again. I'm sorry.
If direct sales is direct contact, what would indirect sales be?
I
like
say like
making a
posting it
genuine
online or
post.
something.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. So indirect contact, right? So it's when you post something, or like if we see article or something, or an ad or something of that nature, that's exactly what pops up. You got me? So we see we go to it, that's exactly what's there. So when it comes to that, that's exactly what indirect sales are. You got me? So it's like, all right, I have a post, there's this article, there's something out there that allowed me to see this. So now I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna look into it. So direct sales is like more so what we do when we reach out to people, right? So what are some of the ways we do direct sales? Because or indirect sales. What's some ways that we got that, right? What's some strategies that we use as a group?
I say posting, an online store.
Having like cards or like posters or something like that.
Right? What
Advertise.
about for UWE specifically? What about that?
I say content, scripts. Well, scripts
Okay,
would be direct, wouldn't it?
right.
So I say for me, I'll say content, posting content.
Would it be
Content.
like the presentation or
You can say DMs or scripts.
her?
Presentations is pretty much direct because we got them to the presentation. We're talking directly to them, right? So you can say that direct,
Yeah.
right? But these are just different strategies. So the difference between all, right? To be honest, it's all the same thing. It's just different strategies, right? So as we look at sales, right? What I think the most important thing is when it comes to working in sales or understanding sales. Well, let me say this: sales is the foundation to every business you want to do. So it don't matter if it's UWE, it don't matter if it's flippers, it don't matter if you're doing home sales, Carlins. You got me. It's all centered around the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Every time you bring a strategy or you bring something, and that's why I do like the UW so much, because it teaches you certain things that you can take and apply to anything. It's a lot of stuff I'm even taking from it, right? But in terms of even in Billionaire Minds, we talk about different things, right? No matter what, for me to get a coaching client, I get on the phone with them, and that I have to talk to them and pretty much show them, right? Have enough value to them that will want somebody to pay $25,000 for a coaching. You got me? For a
Yeah.
9-week program, because that's what I'm setting up, right? That's a great amount of money, but it's something that's been replicated, something that's been done. As long as the value is there, and as long as the intention is there, right? You got to make
Yeah.
that person believe, and then to be honest with you, once it's at that certain point, depending on what you're selling, their value, their perceived value actually takes a lot more. It makes them want to do more because of how valuable it can be. Does that make sense? That's why you will see me make funnels, you will see me make a couple of different things to where the value is one, but I also set precedents for how much it really does cost. Right, like the mastermind, right? Even go look at my funnel, it says $27, but the whole value itself, right? And that's a funnel, right? Is indirect because anybody can click on it, right? So if they see it, they click on it, then it turns into their funnel. It funnels them down, they see the value of it, and when they opt in, they buy for $27, right? That's the goal. But that can go, but that's also a funnel to where it continues and it moves and it moves and it moves. And I hope I'm making sense. So stop me if I got a question.
Yeah, nah, you good.
No, it make it.
Okay, bet. So, but a lot of it, especially with what we're doing as far as credit concern, a lot of times with the scripts, right? We don't have to do the scripts, right? We don't have to get on the phone. But I will say it's great to get on the phone for a specific reason, and we'll get into that, right? So do we understand when we do talk to people? Let's talk about that first. When we do talk to people, what's the biggest thing, or when we're, and let me backtrack because I don't want to move too fast for y'all. So in terms of talking to people and going to do all this different stuff and doing sales, what is this idea? What are we coming up with? Like, what do you guys think needs to be first in order to even have direction on what you need to do?
Make sure you make it about the person. Like cause you got basically try to persuade them, and the best way to persuade them is like try to make it about them, like not about yourself.
I think that's a great point. That's actually a big point. You're 100% right. We're supposed to make it about the individual and helping them, right, to make sure that they get everything that they need. Because we can't just sell. It was actually funny. Me and Lee was watching a video earlier, and the guy, Grant, I sent y'all a video about Grant, but Grant was talking about sales, and this guy gets up there and he tries to tell Grant how he's supposed to sell, but Grant was trying to tell him like, hey man, you're moving too fast. But the guy just wouldn't listen. You know what I mean? When you're making it about yourself and you're not paying attention to the person talking, or you're not paying attention to the one that's really teaching you, you know what I mean? Or I'm sorry, the person that you're talking to, that you're trying to bring a solution to them, or all you're doing is bringing a solution to somebody. This credit thing, we don't really have to sell. We're bringing a solution for people who have the problem of bad credit, right? And also people who have a problem of wanting to make some money or wanting to get to a certain place. I just met some random dude on the street, literally like an hour ago, who came up to me and he's like, yo, Jordan, you know, like he just saw my shirt. He asked me for a bottle of water. I gave it to him. He said, man, I want to, he homeless. You know what I mean? He said, man, I keep going to a certain place. He said he traveled all across the country, all across the world, right? But he's telling me he's talking to me now. I just listen, right? It's a key part. I listen. Most people would have minded their business and just assumed he was a crackhead or something, right? But this guy says he does a reboot. He starts over and he's been to multiple countries, multiple cities and states, and really wants to find the keys to life. He's read multiple books and multiple different things, but he really wants to go there. And he said that even in terms of me talking to him, I'm a believer, right? So I'll mention Christ. I just said all these different things in these different books I found biblically, and that's probably the missing piece. And he said he's never seen that fruit, right? So there's a couple different solutions that I can help push him to. And I even asked him, can you come up with $300? Now he on the street now. He's staying at the beach. He's just doing whatever at this point because he's in a certain place mentally, right? But he says that, yeah, I can come up with $300. I said, okay, well then I can get you started on something, right? So me having a solution to him, but really just hearing them out. Sometimes you never know. Like don't ever doubt these conversations that you can have, right? I always say, even if you're 3 feet, I think I told this to you, Carlos, if you're less than 3 feet away from somebody, just say what's up.
Yeah.
Just say what's going on. You never know, because sometimes they'll talk back and they'll turn into something completely different. Completely different. I had one of my boys walk into a Starbucks shop, and he became, I think, the organizer or the CEO of a nonprofit for this dude in Atlanta, just because he walked into a shop. You got me? So it's one of those things we got to keep in mind. Like, so I'll say that. But also in doing sales and talking to people, right? So we want to make it about the person, right? You make it about the person and you bring solutions, the money will follow. If you make it about helping people, the money just has to follow. But you don't get me wrong, you still want to have a money mindset. You still want to, money shouldn't be your motivator end of the day, but the Bible does say money answers all things, right? It doesn't say that money makes you happy, but it make you show enough close. You got me? Because you still need God, right? So you gotta have a money mindset. And I think both of you have listened to this because I spoke about this, right? So you got, remember we went over billionaire math, right? When you have, let's say, let me go ahead and start typing again. This is a whiteboard, y'all. I'm getting used to it, so forgive me. Oh, where'd it go? All right, let's go. Money mindset. Let's do this. All right. So if I got a product that's $100, right? What product do we have that's $100 and or service that's worth $100 to us?
Like within the credit, the
What?
UWE.
Yeah, let's use UWE as an example, right? So we got this $100 product, right?
Yeah.
Or service. So with this $100 product, what else do we get with it? Anybody know?
With all the perks, the protection plan.
We get the protection plan, but I mean as far as money goes, we get $12 per month,
Like
Yeah.
right?
The residuals, the cabs.
Right. So we also get cabs if we have an agent under us, right? And this cab can be anywhere from 100 to $560, right? So what else do we have?
we have the referral, like the $100 per person.
Yeah, let me move this. Well, I already got that. That's $100 per person.
Oh, that's the
Infinity
cab.
bonuses,
Yeah, the bonuses.
Infinity bonus.
residuals. The residuals cabs, right?
Well, nah. Well, we get $3 per month for everybody else that's for anybody up under us that sign up though.
Yeah.
Who else?
Once you reach to like a certain level, like I think elite or something like that, you get like 0.1% or something like that.
You said you get 0.1%?
Yeah, I think you get 0.1, and then like Pinnacle is like 3% or 1%.
But well, elite is thing is 0.5%. So it's about 0.5%. And then elite, yeah, elite is that's a nice percentage. It's a nice percentage. Or if you talking about not elite, but pinnacle, yeah, it's a nice percentage. All right, but let's go over numbers real quick. So let's get our money right in terms of UWE, right? We got other products that we could talk about, but let's focus on this as an example. So how much money do y'all want to make a month with this business?
I say, for me personally, I'm trying to make at least 2 to 5K.
So
Yeah.
you're trying to make an extra 2 to 5K a month.
Yeah.
Right. And what is your position? Field trainer?
Yeah, I'm a field trainer.
And Carlos, we gotta get you to field trainer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mind y'all, we do have a presentation tonight at 8:30. Is also one that seems at 9 if they missed the one I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna host one at 8:30
All right.
personally. So y'all want to bring them here because sometimes it's great to have people that, you know, when they work with our specific group, other than people that they may not necessarily work with hand in hand. Either way it'll work, but that's just something to just throw your brain out there. You got me. But so, all right, so we want to make 5K. So how many, let's say just as far as sales goes to get people on a membership or protection plan membership, how many sales did you need to make 500 a month? I mean 5,000 a month. Quick math. We got to do quick math.
Hold on.
I give you add a zero.
You just need like what?
Go 500.
50 people. 50 people.
50.
50. I'm tripping.
50.
50 people.
50. 5,000, right? As if you just did the sale. You got me? So let's say this. Let's say you did that. Let's say you started to get 50 people per month, right? What's 50 times 12? Because they also turn into residual.
600.
Times 50 equals 600. So how much residual will we need to get to 500? I mean, to get to 5,000? How many clients will we have to help over a certain amount of time to get to that number? To get to 5,000 a month residually.
How much the residual? 12? Or it's 3?
To get to 5,000?
No, I'm saying how much was the residual? 12.
Oh no, I'm talking about just for the $12 one. So we're gonna go down individually to see. So this is the initial thing. This is just if you just did straight
Like,
set.
you would need like 500 people
You sure it's not 600?
to get the 5,000.
I'll bring out the calculator.
Like I got for like 416.
So all right, so 5,000 divided by 12. Okay, 416. I was dead wrong. My bad. All right, so we got $416, right? It has some change on this, so let's say 417. So that means you would have to have 417 people that you helped over the course of a year, or however long you helped them, to get $12 per month that are equal to 5,000, right? So I just want to talk money real quick so y'all have an understanding. So as far as cab goes, right? Let's say we just did let's say we did field training, because everybody gonna be a field trainer at the bare minimum on this call. Everybody gonna be a field trainer. I see Kevin got in. What's up, Kevin? We got to get you activated, King. It's good for you too. All right, but we see cabs, right? So let's say field trainer is 160 per cab. All right, so let's say now, how many cabs will we need to get to 5,000?
There's one what per cab?
160.
That's 31 or 32.
31.22. All right, so I'm gonna put FT right here, and I'm gonna put 160 times what? 31.25.
No, it's 25, 31.25.
All right, so we're gonna just say, we'll say 31 to keep it simple. All right, but it equals 5,000. Y'all see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Right. So there's multiple ways you can do this, right? What about $3? Let's say you got people working up under you, right? Now you feeding, let's say now, Ron, because you're a field trainer, how many people would your agents have to sign on for you to get $3 per month? I mean, for you
1,006.
to get 5,000 per month. It's gonna be 5,000 divided by 3.
Yeah, 1,666.
Okay. So we got 3 times, you said 1,666.
Yeah, and some change.
Probably some change. So let's say 67, right? That equals 5,000 per month, right? The beautiful and the infinity bonus, we can talk about that, but I want to talk about these first, right? Because it's the bread and butter, right? Is what we're talking about. So now let's really look at the numbers. Okay. Now y'all see how everything kind of flow together. So let's say I had a goal of getting 50 customers in 1 month, right? Definitely doable because people do it. Not only do you get 50 customers, what can you do with these customers?
Make them agents.
You can make them agents, but what else?
Or you could trigger cabs.
You can trigger cabs. So not only did you get 5,000, right? This is 50 customers. So you divide that by 2, how much is that?
2,500.
25, right?
20.
Well, I'm sorry, divide 50 by 2, how much is that? 25, right? So now let's take, because it takes 2 to trigger a cab, right? So let's say you trigger cabs under your customers, that's 25 bonuses. What's 160 times 25?
I know my math ain't correct. I had to redo it. 04 bands for that. You hear me?
Yeah, what'd you say?
4,000.
160 times 25 is 4,000.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So all right. So now, all right, y'all good on this? Cause I don't think I'm gonna start deleting stuff in a second. Just to
Yeah,
make
yeah.
them
Hold
all.
on. Let me screenshot it real quick.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, all right, let's talk about it as a field trainer. Let's say we got 50 sales. This is gonna be the magic number for right now. All right. You see the 50? Let's say we got 50 sales, right? We just said, all right, that turns into, now we're gonna go to per month. So we said 50 times 12 is equals 600, right?
Yeah.
So that's 600. Yeah, good on all that, because I know we deleting stuff now, because we went off 5,000 for everything.
yeah.
Matter of fact, let me keep it. Now I'll make another one. All right. So now because we did this 50 number, we go 12 times 50, this residual now. All right, this is easy math for me, I believe. Check me if I'm wrong. This is gonna equal $600 a month, right? So you get an extra $600 a month off the 5,000 that you made. Not only that, you can trigger 25 calves, right? And if you trigger the calves, this will go down, I believe. I have to double check that with Apostle, but I believe this goes down. Actually, because it's direct lineage, I don't think so, but I'll double check that for you, okay? But 25 calves, there's 160 bonuses. I'm sorry, 25 bonuses times 160, because if we divided it by 2, because it takes 2 to tango with the calves. How much is that? We said
4,000.
4,000. Boom, right? So not only did you make 5,000 this month, but how much did you make?
9,600.
9,600. Well, you really made 9,000, and you get this every month. You got me? So now let's look at it some more. Right. So now you triggered the calves. Let's say one of your agents, let's say they got 10 people. Let's just say they just got 10 people, right? Or how about we want to get them? Let's get them 50. Let's get them. Let's say the whole team did it. Let's say somebody up under you got 50 people too, right? So they get all of this, but guess what? Also you get
them $3.
Yeah, and you also get what? 25 more bonuses for them doing the work, right?
Yeah.
So that's another 4 bands. On top of that, you also get 3 times. What's that? 50? What's 3 times 50? 150, right?
Yeah.
So this is you. This is your downline, right? Let's say your whole downline did that. You feel me? Let's just say it was like that, whatever the case, right? But you get 25 bonuses. You also get an extra $150 more a month. So you start to get $750 a month total, and then you make 8,000 in bonuses because you triggered a cab, and also because your downline was bringing in customers, right? Let's say you got how many agents you need to have to be a field trainer? 2, right? 2 personally signed up trainers. Yeah, also you can have somebody like we can sweep people under each other and stuff like that too, right? So that's one thing. But also you need at least 2 personally sponsored agents. But you got your direct lineage that signed up under you. You put them under them, boom. You know, they working, they doing this, that's butter. You know what I mean? It really is. So y'all see how the money kind of flow like that? So in total, we made 9,000 plus 4, 13,000. And so there's 13,000 for the month, and then 750 residual. That's not bad, right? That's from having a goal of going to get 50 clients. Now, that's not something that's not applicable. You can definitely do that. If you trust me, if you really make this a thing, how many hours a day do people work?
8 average.
8 hours a day, right? Now we took 2 to 3 hours every day and focus on this. Y'all think we can get 50 clients out of a 30-day month?
Almost definitely.
100%, right? So it goes to show you how much money you can make and what you can build, right? It may take some work in the beginning, but everything takes work. But after a while, we start doing what? Feeding into each other, feeding into our downline, right? Coaching them, showing them different things, just like we're talking about right now, and painting a picture. And guess what? It becomes automated for who? You. You got me? That's why it's so important to have a money mindset when doing all of this. Right. So not only are you talking to people and you helping people, but also having a mindset like, okay, I want to make this amount this month. Right. How can I ensure that? Well, I can sign up 50 people. That's how I can ensure it. Right. 50 people. Right. I can also ensure about if my because sometimes you can't rely on people. Sometimes everybody ain't gonna get it as fast. Sometimes everybody ain't gonna do this. They're not gonna be able to go get 25 clients. You got, or I'm sorry, 50 clients and then have 25 bonuses. But if you got a nice team up under you, guess what you can do? You can trigger some nice stuff. You got me now. If you got cabs like that, listen, that's beautiful. You got me. If you're able to trigger 31 cabs, that is gorgeous. 5,000, easy, boom. Right. We already saw this one with 4,000. But it just adds up, right? And there's ways that we'll make this automated, but it's just getting down the original system, and then we can add upon it. I can show y'all different things that I'm doing, right? But also, so that's just the money mindset of things. Y'all good with that?
Yeah.
All right, bet. So that's the money mindset of things. Okay. After that is, I want you to understand that there's money in the follow up, right? The follow up really is bread and butter. Like I don't know if y'all seen that. If y'all seen the video, please watch it from Grant. But it's facts. You know, you literally following up with people is what's helping me. I had a girl really reach out to me on Instagram. Well, I reached out to her actually. She was like, "Yo, I really want to be in it. Like, you got to send it to me earlier." But sometimes it works, right? I missed it yesterday. Can you send me the next one? Right. So it's a couple of different things. Really, just following up with people and checking with people. It goes a long way. Even in this, right? I gave her a call, but guess what? I'm gonna follow up with this girl. I actually used the script in boards. I made a post. Y'all saw me do this yesterday. If you was in Leanne's training, right? I took what Leanne said. I made a post. 2 people commented. I went straight and I DM'd them. Right, started talking to them immediately. Didn't waste no time. Right. Also, I just send direct messages on Instagram. Right. So this is an example. I'm sorry, yeah. What was I just say? Yeah, this is an example. This post is an example of what? Indirect marketing, indirect sales, right? Indirect marketing. And then this, when I send the message directly to them, more so like this, "Hey Queen, I hope all is well." That's direct. You got me? It's just via social media. And we got different strategies, right? We can comment, we can make content, we can actually make calls. Sometimes, Carlins, you made a call yesterday and it worked, right? Or did you
Yeah.
text? Yeah. So it's like, go ahead. You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you do? What happened?
No, I'm about to go to the text message right now. Hold on. I'm going to it right now.
Okay. But either way, you just want to be consistent, and you want to mix up your strategy, right? The Grant Cardone called it mixed martial arts. You got me, but you just want to mix up your strategies. Like you got
Yeah.
social, you got phone calls, we got referrals, right? We got just talking to people in person, right? The direct sales, like, "Hey, how you doing? Let me, this may be an awkward question, but how is your credit good?" You know what I mean? Like even some people sitting at Starbucks, I find them, I'm like, "Hey, you know what I mean? Like what do you do?" You know what I mean? Having those questions, would you like to make some extra money, some extra income on the side? How
Okay. So let's say like I'm just like sitting down and I see somebody, just approach them like that, just be like, "What you do?" Like, how
well,
would you really
well,
approach them?
yeah, but let them acknowledge you. Like if I'm sitting somewhere, right?
Yeah.
If I'm sitting somewhere, let's say at a Starbucks, Ron was with me at Starbucks the other day. Me and him was talking, and this lady kept looking over and smiled at him. It was a perfect opportunity for me to do a sales training with Ron. And I'll probably do it next time, but it's hesitant. But a lot of times people will look at you, they'll make eye contact, they'll smile, whatever the case is. Don't just walk up to somebody, but "Hey, what you do?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's not what you.
Okay.
If you walking and you're like, "Hey, what's going on?" And somebody's like, "Hey, I'm doing good. How about yourself?" "I'm doing great." And it's like then start a conversation. "How's your day going?" Right. One thing I used to do, I used to stand outside of Publix, uh, Walmart, places like that, and literally used to talk to people. And I say, "Hey, what's going on? How you doing?" They'd be like, "I'm doing good." I'd be like, "Man, I like those shoes." They'd be like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Where you get them?" They're like, "Man, I got these from like 2 years ago, man." I'm like, "Bro, you keeping them things clean, man." And then after that, I'm like, "Hey, you mind checking out what I got going on over here?" They're like, "Yeah, what you got?" Boom. I show them the card. I show them all the information. I show them everything. Boom, myself. But that also goes to what we spoke about the other day, right? Gifts. Just by being generous, you never know what can happen. You know what I mean? Even you calling people, you do the same thing on the phone. Hey, what's going on, man? Listen, man, I just started this new business. I know it's been a long time since we talked, but I thought about you. Let me ask you this, man. How's your credit? Those type of things work, and they really do. They really work. You got indifference. I use indifference all the time, my bread and butter. Like, man, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. I got you, right? But it's like leaving on the table, like, hey, man, I got this really thing that it can really, really help you, man. If you're interested, you gotta let me know. But it's up to you at the end of the day. And also we spoke about feeling. Are y'all clear on gifts? Anybody
Yeah.
that wants to talk about gifts? Rome, did you get a good idea of gifts of what gifts was?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right, bet. Kevin, do you understand what gifts is? Give it on mute.
Yeah,
Okay, bet.
yeah.
All right, bet. So it's that type of thing. All right, y'all. I got until 7 o'clock. We got prayer, but definitely listen. Gifts, you got the feeling, putting that feeling in your voice about what you want to say, and how to say it. It's one of those things like, hey, like this thing can really help you, right? If we talking about UWE, listen, this thing can help anybody set a financial, secure their financial future, and will allow them to build wealth. I promise you, it's one of those things to where it'll help you with your problems. It'll bring a solution to whatever it is you're dealing with. If you want to get to a certain place financially, we have to start with our credit because it's the basis for everything, right? But can y'all sense the feeling behind my voice, right? The emotion I put behind it, right? The reason why people do things is off of emotion, and that's facts. So you never want to get into a conversation with somebody and you got them feeling like, oh, he trying to yank my chain, oh, he want this, oh, he want that, or he don't know what he talking about. Like if I got on here with y'all and I'm just like, yeah, man, yeah, I see this 5,000 right here. We gonna do this, and we gonna do that, and then we gonna do that. Would y'all be really listening to me? 9 times out of 10, I don't think so. You got me? So it's you want to have that feeling, and your tone of voice is big. Mind you, we can say a sentence 8 different ways. Literally, we can say a sentence 8 different ways. You seen my example the other day.
Yeah, I seen that. I forgot the sentence though.
It's good.
My something stole my wallet or something like that.
Yep. I never said she stole my wallet, right? So let's look at this. I never said she stole my wallet. So that means that I didn't say it, but one of y'all said it, right? I never said she stole my wallet. And these can kind of mean, these might mean the same thing. I never said she stole my wallet, right? So I never said it, right? I may have alluded to it. I may have hinted towards it, but I never said it. Yeah, I never said she stole my wallet, right? So it's pointed to where, like, her, right? I didn't say she did it. Somebody did it, but it wasn't her. Or I never said she stole my wallet, right? So it's like she didn't steal my wallet. She may have picked it up for me or something like that, but I never said she stole it. I never said she stole my wallet. She didn't steal mine, but she stole one of y'all's, right? I never said she stole my wallet, meaning it wasn't my wallet, but it was something else. You got me? So you saying something one way, you got me, can literally change. You just put an emphasis on one word, it can change the entire meaning of a sentence. And a lot of times we don't realize this when we talk, but it's definitely true. You got me? So that's just a takeaway I wanted to have. Yeah, tone of voice is big, and also sheep factor. Sometimes, listen, man, I just got off the phone with some, like, what you doing, man? Or I get on the phone, hey, man, my bad, sorry, I'm late to the call, man. I actually just got done signing up somebody for this program, man. And they're like, oh, what you talking, what program? I'm like, oh, well, I was actually finna talk to you about it. Boom. You got me. Sometimes that works. You got me. I used to use it in direct sales because people would always be at the table and I was just, wow. Anytime somebody else was signing somebody up, I used it. I used it so well. So well. You got me. I just pull people over like, hey, come check out, see what we're doing, because it looked like a party was going on at the sales table. And it was for us. You know what I mean? People's lives were being changed, but still, you know what I mean? So went over gifts and also this, man, this is so important in turn, and this can be used against everything, right? The money's in the follow-up, but also mixing up your strategies, talking about social media when you're on the phone, when you're doing everything, right? We spoke about that. But I want y'all to understand something. Keep it short and simple. When you just try to tell somebody everything all at once, it can be information overload. A lot of times, like I told Carlins, right? Carlins, did you pull up the conversation?
Yeah,
What
right
was the
here.
message I told you? What was the message I told you to send?
You said saying, I said, hey Sheikah, what's going on, fam? I started a new business and I was actually wondering how's your credit?
Okay, what she say?
And she said, hey Carlos, I didn't start yet. And she said, but that's what's up, though. I love the branching and starting new things. And I said, fam, you need to hop on that. She said, I know. And then I got into because she told me something personal, like how she was trying to get a apartment in a few like next year. And I was
Right.
incorporating the whole credit thing with her trying to get an apartment, like how you get an apartment with no credit and stuff like that. And I'm waiting for her to text me back. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
and if she
far, like,
don't say, you better follow up with her. You know, give
huh?
her a call. But I
No, no,
said, if she
I'm gonna
don't,
give her a call. I'm gonna give her a call. Yeah, no, I'm close with her, so I'm for sure gonna give her a call.
and you get her mind wrapped around buying a house. Tell her she can set up a certain
Yeah,
way to where she can buy a house and not rent.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
don't get me wrong. I also believe in renting too. If your mind is in a certain place, but if
Yeah,
not, you definitely get a house. You got me. So,
yeah.
but
And
keep
my
it short
aunt,
and simple.
and then I talked to my aunt. She, I'm gonna talk to her tomorrow night because she be working at night.
But that's good, man. And keeping it short and simple, right? That simple text message just changed. It made it so easy for you, didn't it?
Yeah, it
Just
made
hey, I
it, it made
started
it
a
a lot
business.
more easier.
Yeah, I just started a business, you know, and I just wanted to ask you, how's your credit? Boom. Conversation, sell, right? Close, sell. Right. Anytime you close, you can close many people and not sell, and that's okay. Right. It
Exactly.
really is okay. But you know, you want to close and sell. But as we move in, the more closes you get, the more, you know, the more you get close to more sales, right? But it's all
Yeah,
so it starts with it starts with your mindset and also understanding how you want to talk to people. Like you don't want to be pushy, you don't want to be salesy. You obviously want to mix up your strategies because we're on social media, we're making content, we can send text messages and we can make calls, right? We are on business. So and sometimes one may work a lot easier for you. Sometimes making a post may work better for you than making a call. Sometimes you may have to switch it up depending on who the person is because they may not trust social media. They may want to feel your presence over the phone, right? So all these different things play a factor in having or finishing up the deal or the sale, right? And you'll see something that Grant said, which is number 4. He also said deal up, and what he means by deal up is pretty much write it down, right? So in this case, in our case, in any case, pretty much filling out the application or filling out the form. Like a lot of times, I don't send a link. I call them on the phone and I sign up for them. I FaceTime them, I let them see my screen and I sign it up for them. Because if I send a link, there's no telling how long they'll take. Right? You want to make the process as easy as possible for people. And that's a way that has allowed me to actually do the sale. There's only a couple people that I actually send the link to. And every time I send a link to them, they ask for the link because they're not gonna sign up as soon as it happens. But it's better for me to actually do it myself. The people I do send a link to, again, listen, they drag their feet. They drag their feet. And they may do it because I follow up, but they still drag their feet. You know what I mean? So um, you want to mix up your strategies. Listen, deal it up. Like, all right, bet, let's get you going, and just start typing in stuff. Ask them, let's fill out this quick application for you. Like, you know what? Let me get you going. You want to get your credit repaired? They're like, yeah. You know what? Let me get you going. Boom. Right. While you're talking to them, have a conversation even while you're signing them up. Get their mind, wrapped. Just ask them what are their plans for the year? What are their plans for? What are their goals? Right? What are your long term goals? What are your mid term goals? And what are your short term goals? Right. A lot of times that can help, and then you can say, hey, we actually have this in the program. We have an algorithm where everything you want to get that medical bill off, all that stuff off. Listen, you get it off straight through the system. It's so easy. It's so easy. And if you want to, we can take care of you. The only thing you ever have to do is really activate your services. But if you don't want to do that, we got an office where you can do that too. So, and that's a perk about being with us. So it's different things. You usually want to have a conversation with people. And then you want to keep at it, man. You got to keep going. You don't every time you reach out to somebody, every time we on the phone or whatever, you like, oh man, I don't want to do this because of this, or man, I need help. But the only way you get help is if you keep practicing. We all play sports. Only way we got better is if we practice. Period. Only way. Is when you build a discipline, is when you learn everything. And even when you fail, we can review it, go over it, and fix it. Right? It's one of those things that can definitely happen. You got me? So those are some things and some keys that I wanted to go over with y'all, but we'll go over more. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get ready for prayer here in a second, but listen, we can go over a lot more. The first one is this: understanding the money behind it, right? What is your goal? What are you trying to get to? Because we work on other things, right? But while we're working on other things and while we're setting up other things for automation, because we want this to be as passive as possible. The most passive way is through our downline, right? We'll still be able to get people, right? We'll still be able to make some sales. But the most passive way is to do what? Recruit leaders in your downline. That's what you hear Alfred talking about all the time. Find leaders. Find people that's gonna come to calls like this that really want to make some money, that really want to help people. Right? That's when like having calls like these shows me who's hungry for information, who really wants value. You got me like that? And those are people you want to feed into. Those are people you want to give more and more to because they want to be better. Right? They're not just doing it, they really want to understand, they really want to get better. So I hope this makes sense. Do y'all got any questions before I go?
No, you cleared everything up for me.
Okay. My main thing is not like I'm gonna be real quick. It's just the dialogue. Like, I get the gifts, keep it, but I don't know. I think it's just what to say specifically, like. But we could definitely talk about it because I know we gotta get on prayer line.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Look, we can do that again. We can actually do it tomorrow if you want. I'm fine with that because I want to hit another training. It wasn't sales, but we can hit that in the beginning because I think that dialogue is big. But the least you want to have a conversation. Look at the scripts. Obviously, you send the messages, right? But you want to have a conversation and tweak it to that person. Like when I go to this messenger, right? I showed you the one with her, but I also did one with this named Daryl. Right? I know Daryl. I said, "What's up, King? Thank you for acquiring about credit. I have a restoration program that will help you, and I'm excited to work with you upon approval." I asked him all that different stuff. This is straight from the script. I just switch it up depending on who it is. Okay, you definitely qualify for our program. Is there any other goal you are trying to reach besides buying a home? Because the post says something about what? Becoming a homeowner. See it? So you really want to have a conversation based off what was going on. Same thing with her. And it even sounded different, right? She told me she's a single mother. Look at everything she wrote me. Right? I'm a home. She got buy a home for myself and my children. And she want to be more financially comfortable. Right? So I absolutely love those goals. And especially with you being a single mother, I would love to help you. Right? So you really want to make it a conversation. Add in the business part because you got to, but you want to make it a conversation as much as possible. Like you don't want it to feel like you're selling somebody. Right? You want it to feel like it flows. You want it to flow just like, hey, you know what I mean? Why don't you check this out? Right? And we can do a dialogue, like what's one of the rebuttals that you always get?
I be getting people tell me they will do it next week. That's something I've been getting lately. We'll do it. We can do it next week.
Okay, so I'll give you something with that, right? A way to actually respond to that, to be transparent with you. Sometimes like you'll do it next week. Sometimes I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I say, okay, I'm gonna follow up with you next week, and I follow up with them because I'm gonna hold them to that. Sometimes you can be like, hey, you for real, you're gonna do it next week, man, because it's something that's big. I deal with a lot of people that actually, they procrastinate and they don't utilize or take advantage of the services that's right here. And I really think you should. You're gonna do it next week? and they'd be like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna do it next week. All right, hold them to it. You know what I mean? Hold them to it. And sometimes it's like, if they don't do it that next week, sometimes I just be like, all right, man, you know, let me know when you're ready to get to that next level. Or let me know when you're ready to set up your structure, man. Let me know when you're ready to put yourself in a better position. Sometimes putting it like that is just what you have to do because it's true. We got bad credit. What can we do? Hypothetically, or in a lot of cases, nothing. Right. So it's like having that conversation where you're not being an a-hole, but you're just telling them, like, listen, bro, all right. You know, and then sometimes even throwing in that discount, like it's a script that says, listen, man, I got an $89 discount at end today. I really want you to take advantage of it. If not, next week I have to charge you 180 something, 189. And I'd rather you just pay $89 a month because you're my family. You feel me?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's having a conversation network too, you know.
All right. So he's just like kind of like just pushing them.
Yeah. And if you really want to play a certain way, like sometimes certain people, like it's certain people I help, man. Like Antonia, I gave her the payment, but I also triggered a cab with her.
Yeah, that's
She
what
had credit. She paying $250. She get paid $250 a week and don't know nothing about credit, bro. Don't even got a credit card. So some people like that we do want to help, you know, because that's what it's about. But yeah, man, those are some cues. But I'm gonna let's hop off of this. I'm gonna go ahead and save this and I'm gonna put it on YouTube and I'm gonna post it as a recording in a group and in the Billionaire Mind Mastermind Facebook. I'm gonna pin it in the Telegram and then we'll do more, all right? But let's hop on prayer.
I bet.
God bless y'all.